Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, May 13th, the 34th day of the Omer. I hope everybody had a good Lag BaOmer. And today, number 34, those of you who are would like to go with Shaq, by all means. And maybe if you want to go a little bit more classic football, Walter Payton. Lots of selections here. Let's please continue to daven for Refuah Shalema, for Ivan Sobel, Mordechai ben Elka, Rabbi Zev ben Rickel, and Gittel Basara, and all those who need our prayers for Refuah Shalema. I wanted to express our community's condolence and our sadness at reading of the Staff Sergeant Amit Ben Yigal of the Sayeret Golani, who was killed during an operation, and he was laid to rest yesterday. I watched the funeral, and I watched his father and his mother sobbing, which was a sight that I can never stand. We've seen it all too many times. What's interesting is that he is his father's only son. His mother has other children. He's his father's only son, and there's a law that you have to get special permission to serve in a combat unit if you're an only child. And he begged his father to sign off, and his father said, "You're my only son." And he said to his father, "Well, this is our only country, and this is his dream." And his father signed off on it. And it happened to be that just over Shabbos, I was reading a Hebrew book about those of Sayeret Golani who have fallen, one of the elite units in the Golani Brigade. And again, Staff Sergeant Amit Ben Yigal laid to rest yesterday. First Israeli soldier killed in over a year, and let's hope that the violence should end. Also, just wanted to point out that we have a special program this afternoon at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, our very own Mark Wilf, head of the JFNA, will be having a conversation with us, with the CEO and president, Eric Fingerhut, and just discussing the JFNA Federation's response to the COVID-19 crisis. I think you'll find that very enlightening and inspiring, so please join us at 4 o'clock. The Zoom link is below. And today, we also have a sponsor for today's video and Devar Torah, and it's sponsored kind of a dual reason, but same family, Renee and Josh Nabadian. First of all, today is Ethan's 10th birthday. Happy birthday, Ethan. We're so happy for you to make double digits. We watched you grow up over the last couple of years. Renee, of course, is our co-chair for the youth department, does a fantastic job for the shul, and we love having the Badians in shul. But interestingly, which I didn't know directly, but Renee told me that when Ethan was born 10 years ago, it was actually right after a big loss in the family. And just yesterday, Josh observed the 10th yahrzeit for his brother, who died at the age of 30 from leukemia. And again, his neshama should have an aliyah, but it's interesting, the circle and cycle of life, how right after Josh got up from Shiva with the family, then the gift Ethan came. So Ethan, we're super proud of you. Continue to make us proud. If you don't know Ethan, I know Ethan. He's smarter than I am. He's smarter than most people that I know. He knows like 17 languages, and that's just, like on the back of one hand. But really continue to make us proud, and I hope you have a great time, and I hope that your sisters don't take too much attention from you today. So happy birthday, Ethan. Let's look, I got this beautiful picture. See, happy birthday, Ethan. Look at that punim. Beautiful stuff. We love the simchas. Please keep them coming, and let's find so much to celebrate. The Mishna that I want to share today is kind of a follow-up to yesterday. Yesterday, a lot of people wrote to me that they made sure that they put their shopping carts back in place. So thank you for that. And ShopRite thanks you for that. Rabbi Yochanan Hassan Omer. This is the 4th chapter, the 14th Mishnah. Rabbi Yochanan Hassan Omer, Kol Knesia Shehi L'Shem Shemayim Sofa L'Hiskayim. V'She'ena L'Shem Shemayim Ein Sofa L'Hiskayim. Unbelievably pertinent for today's times. Rabbi Yochanan HaSandler says, any assembly that's dedicated for the sake of heaven will have an enduring effect, but one that is not for the sake of heaven will not have an enduring effect. As I mentioned yesterday, the notion of Kiddush Hashem, of sanctifying God's name, certainly not desecrating God's name. And you'll read a lot in the papers, and the stories that talk about how our community has sanctified God's name somehow do not take the front page. So, for instance, if you would look, someone shared with me the article about how the Hasidic community is actually leading the way for plasma donations now. But that's not something that gets reported. if there's too many people in one location for a funeral, or we saw for a lot of Lag BaOmer festivities happen in Israel, even happen here, where people were violating the protocol, that's what makes news. So we talk about gatherings for the sake of heaven. The first thing you have to talk about is, what does that mean, the sake of heaven? My Rebbe, Rabbi Wein, always used to say that make sure that your L'Shem Shemayim is L'Shem Shemayim. Make sure that your sake of heaven is for the sake of heaven. Because often we do things, we think, oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm doing it for the right reason. I'm doing it for the sake of heaven. I mean, so therefore anything goes. But then you have to ask yourself, is your sake of heaven really for the sake of heaven? So, ironically, during this period, what we're doing for the sake of heaven, what we're doing L'Shem Shemayim, is not gathering. Our not gathering is actually sanctifying God's name. And that is something that's sofa lehiskayim. That's something that will endure. But if we were to gather, if we were to find ourselves together and it's not sanctioned, that's something that will not endure. And chas v'shalom, people can die. God forbid. We're talking about saving lives here. There have been a lot of strong words written both ways about when we shouldn't open, a lot of back and forth. I really hope that you don't keep track of this, because it doesn't make you proud to be one of our people, because the things that are going back and forth are just not pretty. Let's follow the protocol. We'll make sure that when we do come back, we'll do it properly. We'll do it along with the entire community, and we'll do it in the way that is prescribed for the entire community, because we want our gatherings lehiskayim. We want our gatherings to be enduring. We want them to be eternal. And if we have to take a break now, and if we have to stop for the short term so that we could save the long term, so be it. That's exactly what we're going to do, because this is what is required of us. So on this day, the day after Lag BaOmer, we have some nice weather. Please join us this afternoon for the program. And again, I love doing the birthday drive-bys. It's really a lot of fun. So Ethan, I hope that you get a lot of visitors today. I hope that you really, really enjoy your birthday. And again, we look forward to watching you continue to grow, you and your whole family. And thank you so much for taking part in our little Dvar Torah, little presentation today. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day.